This Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay campaign has strong language and adult themes.
The enemy within.
Let's get going. Okay. So obviously last time you guys went to the Coach and Horses Inn. On your way to Altdorf, you managed to negotiate your way onto a coach. And after a short journey, your coach was attacked by a mutant. Jahn accidentally broke the reins on one of the horses and the other horse took off into the woods. After regaining one of the horses, Jahn ran to help Dietrich and Astrid, who were in the midst of a fight with some mutants who'd ambushed another coach further up the road. And Fisk also joined in. After you defeated the mutants, Jahn was the last one going with a mutant in a vicious headlock as he just choked him to death. It was pretty brutal. With all the combat over, you all stand amongst the carnage of this overturned coach, and it becomes apparent, Dietrich, that this was the coach that you swore at that almost ran you over, and it's now laying on the ground, bodies strewn around it, dead mutants lay in the forest, and on the floor in front of Jahn, the last breath has just left this scaly mutant's lungs as it lays there. As you stand recuperating from this traumatic fight that you just took part in, and a couple of you feel changed by it, Jahn and Fisk, who've gained corruption. The overturned coach, its horses are still crying out from their harnesses. They're laying on the ground at the front of this overturned coach, injured and trying to break free, as the four of you stand there with your new companion Philippe in the rain and the muddy road. And I'll hand over to you guys.
Let's start looting.
Seeing what's left of the coach. Oh yeah, have we got the horses and stuff back?
So Jahn managed to help recover one of the horses for the other coach, and this coach that you're standing by, the horses are still stuck to their harnesses, kind of trapped as the coach is laying on its side.
Okay, I'm going to go up to the horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see what condition they're in.
One of them looks relatively unharmed, but the other one looks pretty badly wounded by the mutant with the small head and the large axe that was trying to hack at it.
Is there anything we can do to heal it?
Yeah, I believe you have animal care, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make animal care. So after every encounter, you can attempt to heal it. So you roll, and it's your intelligence bonus plus the success levels you roll heal the horse. So obviously, if you roll more negatives than you have intelligence, you could end up wounding it.
Okay. I'll see what I can do to put it in a better condition. And I don't do very well. That's 3 levels of failure.
And what's your intelligence bonus?
My animal care skill is 48.
Okay, but what's your intelligence though? Just on its own, the bonus from that.
My intelligence is 45.
So a bonus of 4.
Yeah.
So you managed to heal 1 point of it. So 4 minus 3. So describe to us, Dietrich, going over and trying to help this wounded horse.
Okay. I just stride over to it and put a hand on its muzzle. Start to rub it down and I would start cleaning out the wound with water.
Excellent. You managed to calm the horse. It's not completely calm because obviously this is a traumatic situation, but you managed to heal it and clean out the wound from some of the mud that had gotten in there from it flapping around on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Is it still on the ground?
They're restricted to the ground by the harnesses that they're strapped into.
Okay. I'll start untying the harnesses and trying to get them up.
Astrid will go on and help just to keep a steady hand on horses and make sure they don't bolt too.
Okay.
Excellent. One of you will need to make a charm animal test, and you can get a plus 10 from the other person helping you. So either Dietrich or Astrid would need to make the test here.
Do you want to make it Astrid?
Nah.
Okay.
The base stat for that for me, out of character, isn't too hot.
Oh dear.
Whew.
Oh.
Yeah, 94. So, does not go well.
That goes very well. Oh no,
Really?
it doesn't. I'm
No.
thinking the wrong way around here. Yeah, no, it goes terribly. And also that I've got the rules mixed up in my head. I mean, Astrid gained a corruption point as well, so I have to add that to the notes.
Oh shit.
So, sorry, Astrid. Dietrich, how many levels of failure is that?
5.
5 levels of failure. That's pretty terrible. As you begin
Actually,
to...
it's 4.
Okay,
But-
still pretty bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
So you unstrap one of the horses here, the wounded one, and while it seemed to have calmed from your touch, there's a crackle in the sky, remnants of a storm trying to push through, and as it cracks as you pull the harness off, the horse leaps up and bolts, knocking you over into the mud.
Is it bolting off quickly?
Yeah, it's taken off into the forest.
Okay. Well, that one's a lost cause. I'm going to try doing the other one.
While this is going on, I'd love to just be looking for anything valuable on these icky corpses.
Yeah, once Dietrich and Astrid have finished this next test to release the other horse, we will go over you and Jahn and maybe Philippe trying to check for loot.
Okay, I succeed this time.
You want me to roll?
Oh no, I got 1 degree of success. Well, 2 degrees of success.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So Astrid, when you're assisting another character in something, it gives them plus 10 modifier to whatever they're doing.
Swanky.
So with 2 degrees of success, you are easily able to release this horse from the harness. And after learning last time, Dietrich, you check the sky for the weather before you release it from the harness and slowly bring it up to its feet and tie it to the coach to make sure that it doesn't bolt away.
Okay. All right then. After that, I'm going to start looking around with who was it? Crimzo or
Yeah,
let's
Fisk.
see. Pardon? With
Fisk. Yeah.
Fisk, Jahn, Dietrich, and Astrid. As you begin looking around the scene, there's lots of stuff. So between a lot of you, you manage to find 4 axes, which are hand weapons. You find a crossbow and a couple of bolts for it. Find 3 daggers. You also find a sword. In the pocket and pouch of the scaly mutant, you find 2 gold crowns, 3 silver shillings, and 13 copper. He's obviously looted all the other bodies there because he also has a locket and a ring. On top of that, you also find a couple of notes on the bodies amongst there. One of them is a reward poster, which I will post in the chat briefly. And the other is a poster for an event in a place called Bogenhafen, which is called the Schaffenfest, which you also find on someone else. Very exciting. Other than that, there's not much else here. Just a few weapons. None of them are wearing armor. Their clothes are torn up. Few weapons, gold, and some jewelry.
Are hand axes like thrown weapons? Or are they more
it's just a bit of flavor for a hand weapon.
Ah, gotcha. Are we going to try to divvy up the gold, or are we just going to say it's in party funds for now? Or
I don't know about the gold. I think after strangling to death the mutant with the crossbow, Jan's completely terrified, his heart hammering in his chest. He's kind of looking around guiltily at what the others are doing, but he's converting that crossbow. He wants it. He's going to grab it off him. He's going to grab the bolts. And if he can find one, he's going to take the axe and kind of look around with wild eyes, still not calmed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Just posted in the Discord. What was that about the bounty?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Astrid and Dietrich can take a look at it since we can read and kind of dictate it to the rest of the party.
That's one of my character's goals.
Have a bounty on you, or
no, the opposite. Collect a bounty.
worthy about the locket and the ring.
Not and the just a gold ring.
The gold ring could make fine gift for your mousy lady friend.
Astrid and Dietrich, could one of you read the reward poster for our friend Fisk?
It'll take me more than a few minutes to get to you on my phone.
Oh, I could.
Okay, 20 crowns to whoever can bring the head of the dastardly brigand known as the Black Arrow to his grace, the Count Amadeus van Drakensberg. His grace has means of detecting substitutes.
5 crowns apiece. That's nothing to sniff at.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Mm-hmm. Do we know who the Black Arrow is?
Do any of you have the skill of local law?
No, not I.
I don't.
No.
I do, but I wanted to ask you about this. I'm not sure how much I have because I accidentally put it down twice. So I don't know if I'm getting like 5 advances from somewhere and 5 advances from somewhere else, or if I have 10 in total.
So you had 40 I've got marked here for local law. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I probably put it down twice by mistake, so...
No worries. Okay, Jahn, go for it. Or Jan,
A
sorry.
marginal failure.
Aw.
You've heard the name, but you can't remember any information in particular.
Well, as you read out the poster to everyone, there's a gleam in Fisk's eye, and he made that comment, but he's definitely interested. The sense of justice is inspired in him.
As you were all searching around, Philippe was off searching around, and he emerges from the forest. And you see him looking over at you, and he waves a hand for you to come over, Fisk, while everyone else is picking up loot and searching around.
All right, I'll go over.
He says to you quietly, Fisk, can you come with me and show you something?
I could probably take him. Why the secrets? I thought we were all friends here.
So did I, but I found something quite troubling.
All right, I'll go with you.
Philippe leads you into the forest a short ways, Fisk, where you can see someone quite quickly laying on the floor.
Oh no.
They're laying on their side with 2 crossbow bolts stuck in their back through fine clothes of deep purple. Philippe walks round to the other side of the body and puts a hand out for you to come round. And as you approach round the other side of the body, you see that the dead body is that of your companion, Jahn Stark.
Oh no. So out of character, was there like a character switch, like a reroll, or I'm a little confused?
Jahn, are you still alive?
I think I am. I mean, confusion seems to be the right response.
Huh. Okay. So I just saw Jan at the looting the bodies, and then now we see Jan in the forest dead with crossbow bolts.
Well,
Correct.
you do.
Okay. Now I get it now. Huh. What madness is this? I don't know what to make of this. I look around trying to see any hint of like footsteps or any tracks where her assailant could have gone.
Well, it's good that you have an increased perception skill now, isn't it, Fisk?
All right, let's see. Fun number. That wouldn't do it. So I'll do a reroll for one of my. Is it Fate or Fortune? That's
Fortune.
The Fortune. Perfect. Well,
Do you want to spend a corruption point?
to get an automatic success, I'm not sure.
You don't automatically get a success. You just get another reroll.
Oh no, I don't think I will. So that's 3 failure levels.
It's too muddy and wet, and it's clear that there was a scuffle here before the person went down, and it's difficult as well. Philippe's clearly walked around and muddied up the scene.
Huh. I want to examine the body and see if there's anything, there's any like disguise or signs of corruption.
Absolutely. As you get down next to the body and begin to check through it, Fisk, The first thing you find is a couple of pieces of paper, which unfortunately you can't read. But they seem important documents. One of them has a wax seal on it as you take them. As you begin examining the body, put your hand across the neck to feel if there's any kind of hood or disguise and move the face gently with your hand. And as you pull the cloak down to try and see if there's any signs of corruption on the body hidden, you don't find any signs of corruption, but you do find a small tattoo of a purple hand on the chest.
Interesting.
Philippe asks you, Fisk, what did you find?
Strange markings. I'm not sure this is the Jahn we set out with, but I found some documents as well. I think we should investigate further. Oh, can you read, Philippe?
I can read Bretonnian.
That's just a fancy way of saying no, isn't it?
I cannot read Bretonnian.
All right. Can I salvage anything from the body, the bolts, or see if there's any gold? And then I want to reconvene with the rest of the party.
It looks like there's nothing on the body. Anything's been taken from it. The bolts, we'll say you can recover one of them.
Okay. Got a nice present for real Jahn, quote unquote.
But will you trust him with them?
Not sure. Let's see what's in these letters. So I'll come back to the group, and I want to. I want to.
You want to show the letters?
Yeah, I want to show the letters, and I want to say we've discovered something suspicious. Jahn, do you have a tattoo of any sort, perchance?
Me? No, sir.
Interesting. Well, I found some documents on a body in the forest. Could one of you fine fellows do the honors?
I'll step forward and read it.
Ash was looking a little more on edge. She was looking quite cheery at the sight of a crown and more weapons, but now she's...
I'll read it out loud. Messrs. Lockstock and Ball, civil lawyers, commissioners for oaths, etc. Garten Weg, Bogenhofen. Dear Herr Lieberung, after many lengthy researches, we have come to believe that you are the only living relative of one Baronet Lieberung, late of the town of Ubersreik. This being the case, and any other heretofore unknown and pertinent factors notwithstanding, I am herewith charged to inform you that you are the sole beneficiary of Alt Baronet's last will and testament, hereinafter referred to as the party of the first part, as well as to the entail of his title and all lands and estates attached thereunto. I, the undersigned, acting in my capacity as legal executor of the aforementioned document of the party of the first part, do therefore urge you to make your way with all convenient speed to my offices at the address superscribed to this letter. Thereupon, and upon your production of a signed and twofold witnessed affidavit, confirming your identity as Castor Aloysius Lieberung, we shall be pleased to place into your hands the title deeds to Lieberung Manor and all attached lands and estates, and the bequeathed sum of 20,000 gold crowns, Imperial.
Whoa!
I shall remain your most humble and respectful servant, Dietrich Ball, signed this 10th day of Nash Exen. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that word. In the 2005.
Thanks so much for reading that, Dietrich. That's fantastic.
And he has the same name as me.
Yeah, that's ooh, spooky. And we also have document 2. So following that, basically, Jahn or not Jahn is entitled to a very large inheritance. Jahn or not Jahn also had a second document that basically says, I do here solemnly swear that the person with this document is Castor Aloysius Lieberg. So the second document proves that this is the person that is entitled to this inheritance, who you can now assume is dead in the forest.
Huh. So I haven't told them yet that Jahn is the corpse. What interesting intrigue. Do I smell a side quest?
I mean, it is a little more than the 20 gold for that bounty.
A little bit.
That's, oh, what, 500 crowns per?
Yep. It's enough to buy a boat. I've always wanted
Enough
a
to
boat.
retire.
Or to pay for your upfront tuition costs.
Oh.
For one semester.
Yeah.
What
So,
would you do
that
with
that
much?
estate, where would that estate be? Would we know? Is that a location that we're aware of?
It's Ubersreik, right?
Yeah, it says it's Ubersreik, which is down south, but near the Grey Mountains.
And what's our guy's name? Is his name Pierre or Philippe? That's right. Philippe,
Yes.
do you know about this Black Arrow character that has been evading the law?
Philippe shares that he's seen those posters in several coaching inns along his way towards Altdorf, and the closer he's gotten to Altdorf, the more posters he's seen.
You can't put a price on justice, but 500 crowns. That may be that's a pretty big price.
Mm-hmm.
That's a price worth pursuing.
Between you and me, I don't have many crowns to my name. We found some coin in this purse. Should we keep it for our group disbursement, or should we divvy it up right now?
You know, I'm in
Up to
favor of
you.
keeping it with the party.
I mean, how
Why don't we
honest
keep the
are you?
Crowns for in the party, and we can split the rest of the stuff between us.
Of course.
So you said 2 crowns. How many crowns for the party?
So we keep the 2 crowns for the party.
Okay.
We split the 3 silver shillings, but we'll
sounds good.
leave one. Jahn will not have have one because he got the crossbow.
Okay. And there were coppers as well, I believe.
Yeah, brass
a few.
pennies.
Brass pennies.
It's fine. I'll take the 13 breast pennies.
Okay. That seems
That's
fair.
It's not. That's the joke.
Yeah.
No, he thinks it's fair. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
have the, locket, by the
I'll
way.
hold my tongue.
I also
Just to
got.
let-
I want to be full transparency. I also got a male halberd, which is worth a pretty penny too. So, so I'm pretty good.
Mhm. Well,
That
We'll talk about it later if you can't quite decide. But you're
sure.
holding on for the money for now, right?
mhm.
I'll take the sword and
Sure,
give up
I'll
some
hold
of
on
the
to
other
the.
things.
I'll hold on to the party purse.
Yeah.
And just keep it all in for now, unless anyone wants a shilling for the cost of our transport.
I'll take the ring then. Oh, the locket then as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
And out of character, Jim, you said there was a sword found among the loot too, right?
Yes, so that would be a hand weapon.
Yes. Astrid will most favor the sword, and really everything else. Maybe some of the other spare hand axes.
Okay.
I
There we
don't
go.
know if we should give this filth any sort of burial, but I mean, we can get back on track and rescue
Yeah.
some of the poor drunkards.
Our,
I'll take the horse.
I had one question for you folks. Have you heard of any? Oh, did I lose you guys? Oh
Nope.
no, there it is.
No.
Back here.
I had a quick question. On the corpse we found in the woods, there was an identifying mark, a black hand tattooed on the chest. Do you recognize this? Is that a sort of creed around here, or?
I've experienced with some of the crafting guilds, but nothing like that.
No, I don't think so. Unless I can roll knowledge, but I don't have anything local.
Yeah, you need. What law do you have, Dietrich? You have magic, is that it?
Yeah, I've got magic. Let's see. Yeah, I've just got law magic.
Okay. Then no, that wouldn't be of much use here.
Law local in Reichland?
Yeah, give me a Reichland law test, Jan.
Nope.
Okay. You're unable to think of anything that may relate to it. Just sounds like some kind of gang tattoo, maybe.
Still panicking over the weapons and the corpses.
Yeah.
I think we should get out of here. Get to the next town real quick.
Yeah.
What if there's more?
Who has the horse?
That would be Dietrich.
Dietrich, perfect.
Mhm.
Let's make our
As
way
you all
back.
stand around discussing this, through the rain you hear distant thunder rolling towards you, Fisk. And after a few seconds, you realise that the thunder is lingering and growing louder and louder before you realise that it's in fact hooves trampling down the road on their approach towards you from up ahead. You can make a perception test if you want.
Yeah.
But you can see people on horseback galloping towards you.
And does just Fisk see that? Or would the rest of the party see it too?
All of you see it. But Fisk sort of gets cut off as he's making plans to move to the next town by this loud rumbling.
Astrid is going to grab the sword and kind of move towards the corpse. Or sorry, the wreckage of the caravan as cover.
Was that a standard test or anything special? Like any modifiers?
No Oh, it's a -10 modifier. It's difficult because it's quite heavy rain at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I have one fail level then.
Okay, the grey skies and rain are making it too difficult for you to clearly make out the riders or how many of them are approaching.
Incoming, Fisk starts wandering off. Before he wanders off, he picks up one dagger from the handful of daggers that were there and puts it in his belt. But then shouts to the others, incoming horses, and starts to move towards the forest.
Astrid's tall and ass with extreme vigor with Fisk then.
I'll lead the horse off the road, or to the side of the road.
Jahn, what's the plan?
I think I'll just kind of follow them sheepishly with the horses, because I've got some animal care, even if I'm not good with animals.
As you all make your way over towards the forest, Philippe begins to follow you, striding across the road and the mud, and then he stops. And as you all reach the forest, he's looking down the road at the galloping horses, and he says loudly to you all through the rain, "Oh, fuck! Road wardens!" He
good.
walks back over towards the coach. As the horsemen arrive, they wear the liveries of road wardens. 4 of them are in leather armor, and one of them is wearing a mail shirt. All of them have these large brimmed hats with feathers that are drooping under the rainwater. They've got swords, pistols, crossbows, and very suspicious eyes watching all of you. 4 of them on horseback wearing leathers, spread out, assessing the scene and watching all of you, while the 5th road warden in mail on horseback approaches you all. He has dark skin and a large scar running down his face, and from atop his great black steed, he announces, "Good day all, I'm Sergeant Magnus Flaster, in service of Emperor Karl Franz and the Road Wardens of Altdorf. I'll need to question each of you individually regarding this situation here." He points at Dietrich. "You first, please. Follow me."
I'll just jump out from behind the horse, waving my arms in the air. Help! Help us, good sir! We got attacked! Help!
Calm down, lad, calm down. We've got it under control. We just need to understand what's going on here, one at a time, please. You, sir? He points at Dietrich again.
Okay. I nod and say, mutated bandits attacked us.
Okay, sir, over here. Away from the others, please.
Okay. Before that, can one of you grab the horse's reins for a bit?
Astrid.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, move on over with Fisk too.
Okay, then I step out and move over where he tells me to.
Okay, so Sergeant Flaster here has a talent called Nose for Trouble, Dietrich. So it enables him to make an intuition test as to whether you're up to no good or not. Do you feel that Dietrich is up to no good in his life in any way?
Currently, not really.
Okay. So we'll forego the intuition opposed call test for this. He gets a pretty good read on you, and he calls you over, and he pulls his hat out. The brim rolls out in front of him slightly, enabling him to pull out a small parchment with a tiny quill as he begins to jot notes. And he asks you, Dietrich, name?
Dietrich.
Last name?
Neumann.
Thank you. Where are you from, Mr. Neumann?
Now I have to remember my backstory. Nuln.
No, quite a ways away. Where are you headed?
Altdorf.
Altdorf. What are you doing in Altdorf, Mr. Neumann?
I'm heading to the Imperial College of Magic.
He's been looking at his parchment this entire time, Dietrich, and as soon as you say that, his eyes lift and he looks at you and asks, do you have documentation?
Yeah. Do you want to see it?
Yes, please.
Okay, I take out a letter.
He takes out your letter from your School of Magic in Nuln, and he looks through it briefly, and he nods his head, rolls it up, hands it back to you and says, thank you, Mr. Neumann. You're saying that you were attacked by mutants here. This is your coach?
No, our coach is a little ways back, but when we were attacked, we moved up to deal with the problem.
Oh, very good. Okay, Mr. Neumann. So you weren't involved with this coach here in any way? Your one is further down the road, you say? Is it still there?
Yeah. One of the horses was lost, though.
And how many individuals are at that coach?
About 5
Pop
or 6.
quiz.
Okay, very good. All right then, Mr. Neumann, thank you very much. Sorry to keep you in the rain, but you'll have to wait with your friends over there while I just question them.
Okay. I move back and retake the horse bridle.
Okay, Jahn, you're up next.
Yes, sir.
Jahn, do you feel like you have anything to hide from anyone, or that you're up to no good?
I don't know, maybe he's still a bit rattled, and he's guilty about taking the crossbow and the hand weapon, though.
Okay. All right then. So make me a cool test. I'm going to make an opposed intuition test for his nose for trouble talent. Okay, Google, roll 2d10.
You got 1 and 3. That makes
Ooh.
1 and 3, 13. So I got 3 levels of success.
Is it an average one? Or challenging, isn't it?
It would
It's
just be
opposed.
challenging. Yeah.
So I got 2 levels of failure.
As he brings you over, Jahn, not a word is said, and he sits on the back of his horse. He's got parchment in his hand, but he's just looking at you. And as you're squirming where you stand, he asks you, something wrong, sir?
Just a bit shaken, sir, after the attack. Still got a bit of blood on my hands. I should probably get it off somehow.
How did you get blood on your hands, sir?
It was a mutant, sir. They attacked us. So I leaped on one and rang his neck, I did. Smacked his head on some rocks on the floor. It was a bit frightening.
And where are you from, sir?
Oh, from village, sir. Not too far.
Do you share the name of the village? I'm not asking you to look it up. I'm just asking.
Yeah. It's from village of Swartz Market, sir. Little woodcutter's place.
Oh, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, not far from here, down the Delbears Road. And where are you headed?
Ooh, to Altdorf, I guess, sir.
Altdorf? What's an Altdorf then, sir?
Dunno, never been there. I just going off road for a bit of adventure, sir. Me and me friends, just having a bit of fun, I guess.
Doesn't look like much fun to me, sir.
Well, not at this moment in time. Definitely making me think twice.
What's your name, sir?
Jan, and me parents' name Stark. Stark
Jan
family.
Stark. Oh. All right, Jan. Well, maybe be a bit careful out here on the road. It's not very safe, especially far from Delbears. You're on the main road here, but yeah, keep an eye out. I assume that you say you killed a mutant. You just killed the one?
I think so, sir. Everyone was all fighting with him. Look, I think that they were eating some proper man, and he had a weapon on him, and he pointed it at me. So I just ran at him.
He pointed that crossbow at you, the one you're holding.
This one? Yes, sir. I think I took it off him.
I think you must have. I wouldn't imagine someone from Swartz Market would have a crossbow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jan. Well, you hold on to that crossbow. Not much use to us here. And go and join your friends.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Fisk, you're up next.
All right.
Name, sir?
Fisk Søggard, Riverwarden.
Riverwarden. Well. And which river are you a warden of?
Do I know? I don't.
Have you patrolled with a river warden before?
I'm a river recruit, so I've been working with them for a few years. So I've been theoretically patrolling a minor river.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say that you're able to produce a name to him, whether he knows that one or not. I assume it'd be up in Nordland, right?
No, I moved to the Reikland to become a river warden.
Oh, okay, then. So he'll be relatively familiar with the
pretty
river
nearby.
that you name. Okay, then. So yeah, he'll nod his head and go, "Oh, very good. All right, Fisk." He lowers the parchment and the quill, and he's looking at you. How long have you known this lot?
They're friends, but they're relatively new friends. We're seeking adventure in Altdorf. We want to do some good in the world and make some coin.
It seems like you found plenty of adventure already.
That's an understatement to say the least. These mutants, they came out of nowhere in the middle of the road and assaulted us. We went to investigate. We heard screams from further down the road and found a horde of them just eating at these proper folk.
Disgusting. Horrible beasts. Well, Master Søggard, thank you very much. I've just got to briefly talk to your last remaining friends there, and then I'll be going to check out your other coach. Sorry to keep you out in the rain. You guys can stand under the trees if you fancy.
Thank you. And I had one question. We've been noticing flyers around looking for a fugitive Black Arrow, maybe a bandit.
Yeah, Black Arrow leads a gang called the Black Arrows round here. They're closer down near to the Bogenhafen area rather than Altdorf, but they have been seen around here. Do cause a few robberies. We haven't personally run into them, but a few of our mates in the road wardens have.
Interesting. Thank you for the information. We're, as I said before, we're seeking out to do some good, and bringing him to justice might be just that.
There's a smile on his face as you say that, Fisk, and he says, "Very good work."
All right.
So next up, he calls Philippe over, and he doesn't seem to write anything down when he's talking to Philippe. He seems to just be talking to him. And then Philippe walks back over. And then Astrid, you're up next.
All right.
Name?
Astrid Johannesbalken von Strauss.
I'm sorry, what?
Astrid Johannesbalken von Strauss.
All right, Astrid. Where are you from, Astrid?
Middenheim.
Middenheim. Bloody hell, are you on a holiday for a bit of warmth down here, are you?
It's, you could say so.
Seeking adventure in Altdorf, are we?
Yes.
All right. And you were just helping your friends here fight these mutants by the abandoned coach.
Yes. The skinny one, Dietrich, actually did most of the work.
The Wizard's Apprentice?
Oh, yeah. It was a little frightening.
Did he cast any magic?
No.
All
I mean,
right.
the wooden sword that kind of stuck his staff through the stomach of one of the beasts, but
Oof. Is there any other information that you might want to share with me about the incident here, or did you have a coach down the road?
No, I mean, it's as is. We came across the scene, and there was some magic of the wooden sword, some smashing, and then we were just cleaning it up.
Okay, well, Miss Johannes Balken von Strauss, thank you very much for the information. Go over to your mates under the trees there out of the rain.
Sure.
He plods along behind you, Astrid, and as he reaches you under the trees and you are gathered there with your horse, he calls over to one of the other road wardens. Warden Sooner, you're in charge here, while Warden Leopold and I go and check this second coach that these gentleman and lady have mentioned to us. I'll be back briefly. If you don't mind waiting here, gentleman and lady. If there's no objections, the road sergeant leaves. Him and the other road warden trundle off in the rain round the bend of the trees to visit your coach down the road. And the three other road wardens are left with you, and they're all watching the road sergeant that left. They're all following him with their eyes, turning their heads. And as soon as he rounds the bend, Warden Sooner, who he had called to, approaches you. She's an older woman with an eye patch over one eye. And Astrid, she points to you and she asks, do you have a license for that sword?
I know how to make them. Asha's looking a little more stymied now. It was kind of a
license.
little answer.
Piece of paper.
Paper. For things you just find.
Oh, well, you see, round here you need a license for a sword like that. You see, if you give me a shilling, I'll let you off.
Listen, I know how it is on the road. We have similar issues on the river. We just trying to make a coin any way we can. We had a good understanding with your commander, and we wouldn't want to try to muddy the waters.
There's no muddy water, there's, puddle pirate. We're looking for money for the license for that sword.
And do you have documentation on you showing where your authority is? Out of curiosity, of course. I can read, and so can the skinny but fearsome one. And Astrid kind of points the hilt of the sword towards Dietrich.
It seems like we're going to have a problem here, isn't it?
No problem as long as there's cooperation. We're all citizens of the Empire.
You are citizens of the Empire, and we are here to protect you. And in order to do so, I require a shilling.
Would she make any moves if Astrid were to kind of sidle more towards Fisk and Dietrich and Jahn?
The three of them
Do I
are on
get-
horseback, so they're towering above you at the moment, outside of the tree line.
Do we hear
How
what's
about
going
this?
on?
We'll give the shilling to your commander when he comes back.
You'll give the shilling to me now, boy.
We wouldn't want to usurp the chain of command, and
She climbs down from her horse, Astrid, and she begins to step towards you. And she says, if you don't give me that shilling, I'm going to draw my pistol and I'm going to fire at you. And if any of you fight back, my mates here will fight you. And when the sergeant comes back and we tell him you tried to fight us, who do you think he's going to believe?
Your sergeant's a good man, and he can smell bullshit a mile away. You're full of it. Back off.
Oh, you're going to make me an intimidation test there, Fisk?
Is anyone better at it? I'm gotta check my.
yeah, what's the underlying? Is it fellowship or strength? Because Astrid's sitting at a 40 for
It's
strength.
strength, actually.
Can Astrid sidle up alongside me, and I can assist her?
Oh, damn.
Or,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I guess painting the scene, you have what's the physique of Fisk?
Good question. He's tall, a little bit lanky. He's got decent strength, so he's above average in sort of build, but and toughness. So yeah, I guess he has a working body because he's been on the river.
And then there's Astrid looking more like she should be wearing a beard and got some monstrous calves and holding a fresh new sword. Sure. So do you want me to roll for that, Jim?
Yes, please.
Cool.
As you're rolling for that, Astrid, Philippe mutters under his breath to the party, just gives them the fucking shilling.
We have plenty of money too.
You can never have enough money, though.
That's
hell
true.
Yeah. 1 success level.
Excellent. I'm going to make an opposed cool test. Let me just pull up the stats for this person. Okay, 39. Okay. Okay, Google, roll 2d10.
Come on.
You rolled 2 and 1 for a total of 3.
1 success level as well. We're at a draw, so I got a 39 for mine. Yours is higher, is that correct, Astrid?
40.
Okay, you win the intimidation test.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
All right.
As you stand there and you sidle up and Fisk makes his comment, sooner the road warden spits on the ground in front of you and says, "Fucking peasants," and climbs back on her horse. And the three of them begin to trundle around the coach crash site, possibly looking for other means of creating an income.
Sigmarite Southerner. Thank you, Fisk.
Of course.
And
I know how it goes. This probably won't be the last time we'll deal with the wardens, but maybe next time it'll be on our own turf.
weren't this bad in the city, though. I mean, there was some hassle over taxes and fees, but she kind of unclenches her fist from the hilt of the sword.
As things calm down again and you hear Philippe visibly sigh out loud as the road wardens trundle away, you see the road sergeant returning around the bend with the other road warden, and he announces to the other road wardens as he arrives, "There is a noblewoman on the other coach, so we will be escorting them to the Three Feathers Inn down the road. Too wet to burn these mutants, so we'll repair the crashed coach, load the bodies on, and prepare them for transport. We'll take them to some more inns and get this taken care of close to Altdorf, maybe identify the corpses in the city. We'll require your assistance, gentleman and lady, to flip this coach back up, try and get it back on its feet. I assume that horse that you're holding is from this coach?"
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
"All right, we'll be attaching it back on. I'll attach my horse as well, and we'll take it down the road with the bodies in. We'll load these up before we bring your coach up. I believe that the two coachmen from it are trying to retrieve the secondary horse, which they said had bolted off."
I thought we got in the secondary horse.
We had one of the two horses that bolted.
They both bolted?
I thought so. That was my understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, do all of you happily assist in getting the coach back up and helping the road wardens to repair it?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll do what I'm told.
Yeah, definitely.
Even Philippe gets his hands dirty here, helping you out and heaving the coach back up. It's difficult. They have to unload a few things from it, and you guys are alongside Sooner and the other two road wardens who are trying to extort you as they're pushing the coach up, and you can feel their eyes and Sooner's eye burning holes into you as you're assisting each other with it. As you get the coach back up, Sooner looks at the other two road wardens and says, "We'll load up all the civvies. You lot can load up the mutants."
Yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
It is disgusting cleaning these mutants up. They smell, they're dirty, a little bit slimy. They're even horrible just to look at, seeing something this atrocious up close. But yeah, you managed to load the four of them up. Obviously, one of them is missing that ran away earlier in the battle. And as you're cleaning them up, you see a very small, meek figure coming round the bend in the rain and the mud. It's Lady's old servant, who Dietrich left the note for. She's looking at the ground, not looking at anyone. She seems to be approaching the road sergeant, and he looks over at her. She says something, and you hear him say loudly, "I can't hear you, miss. You're going to need to speak up." And he leans over on his horse, and he's listening, and he's nodding his head. He says, "Very well, as you are." The servant begins to make her way over, and she stands about 20 feet away from you guys as you're finishing uploading the bodies, and she looks to Astrid and meekly waves towards you.
Astrid waves back, with the sword still in her hand, which might look mildly threatening.
You just like wave the sword.
Yeah.
She asks if she can speak with you, Astrid, very quietly through the rain.
Oh, well, you'll have to please speak up. The rain, it's
Can I speak with you, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Astrid kind of notices she's waving the sword about and sheepishly tucks it into her belt and moves over. Yes?
She's watching the sword as you put it away.
It's cleansed. Don't worry, it won't
that's
hurt
true,
you. It
yeah.
won't hurt you.
As you approach Astrid's, Lady Isolde's servant tells you that Lady Isolde has asked if she can speak with your group, and that the road sergeant is happy for you to come and speak with her privately once you've finished what you're doing.
She wants to speak with all of us? All four? Or...
She nods her head and says, yes, and could you please tell your friend thank you for the letter?
Of course. I'll do my best.
Aww.
Aww. Oh, while we're helping with the cart, I'd like to ask you about the Black Arrow.
Yeah. Are you asking the road sergeant or one of the wardens?
I'll probably ask the road sergeant.
Yeah, go ahead. He's very open to talking about anything.
Yeah, so what's about this Black Arrow person?
I'm not familiar with the actual Black Arrow. I'm only familiar with the members of the gang. They're a bunch of thieves, go around robbing people along the roads. Obviously wear black, very tacky, and yeah, typically use bows when attacking coaches.
Okay. Do we have any idea where they are beyond?
I'm not sure. I may have shared with you guys that they're down south near Bogard, I believe.
Yeah, the road sergeant would relay that to Dietrich as well, that they're close to Bogenhafen.
Bogenhafen.
Well, they believe they are. They're not certain.
Okay. That's worth knowing, at least.
Before you guys finish up and before you visit Lady Isolde to speak with her privately, Fisk, I have a very important question for you. What are you going to do with the body of Jahn? Are you going to tell them about it?
My plan was to tell Jahn a little privately later. I wasn't planning on telling the wardens because I didn't want them to imprison Jahn for being a body double.
Okay. You're not going to let anyone know that the body's in there for now?
Correct.
Okay. As you load the last body of the mutant into the carriage, road wardens close up the coach and they cover up the windows so that no one can see in and stop the rain. The sergeant has attached the horse that you retrieved to the front of the coach, and he attaches his horse to the front of the coach as well and begins preparing it. And he tells you, when you're done speaking with the Lady Isolde, if you could bring the coach up here and we will escort you to the Three Feathers.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I guess while we're walking, Astrid will kind of sidle up to Dietrich and give him the lowdown that the mousy lady wanted to thank him for the letter.
Thank you, Astrid.
Of course. She seems very mild-mannered. But bless her heart, anybody would be under Lady Isolde.
Yeah. Curse nobles.
On that note, we'll take a 10-minute break and then we will come back to the Lady Isolde.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Knights of the Braille are groups of blind, visually impaired and sighted tabletop role-playing game enthusiasts. We have accessible materials, groups and community online. For more information, please visit knightsofthebraille.com. Follow us on Twitter @BrailleKnight or email us knightsofthebraille@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.